Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and in this video I'm going to show you some more mini creatures that I've been making. But first I wanted to give like a little bit of a shout out and tell you how I found these patterns. So sometimes when I'm reading the comments, every once in a while a username in the comments will kind of like, I'll read it, I'll be like, I wonder if they have a YouTube channel. That sounds like a YouTube channel. Obviously some of them are your names, like Becky Smith, but this one was, let me pull it up here, Crochetmama for Life. Now I'll put a link in the description because when I first was trying to look her up again to talk about it in the video, I didn't realize that there were spaces, and so it was sending me on a rabbit trail. Finally, I found it. So I'll put a link in the description because it's not all one word. But anyway, I found her channel, and I am a sucker for accents, I guess. And she has a southern accent, which maybe that's why I like Teetoddle so much. But this gal has a very cute, thick southern accent. So I was listening to her videos and watching a few. You should subscribe to her. She loves amigurumi. She loves to crochet. She's just, cute, normal gal. And so if you like a chit-chat channel where someone likes to share different patterns they make and how they go, this is a great channel for you. And I wanted to like preface that or postscript that with, when I was talking about being a chit-chat channel, I wasn't like trying to put myself down or other chit-chat channels. I actually think we really serve a good purpose. Like when we make a pattern and we share it with you and we share the good points and the bad points and the things that we did to make the pattern more doable or a type of yarn. When I watch those other chit-chat channels, I'm like, oh, I'm going to try that pattern. And I'll take out my notebook and I'll like jot it down and I'll remember like, oh, went really good with Red Heart, or don't forget to skip the single crochet. And actually, she has one of the other books I have, Crochet Cute Critters, and she said the same thing, how in the patterns, the author suggests to do a chain one before each round, and both of us skipped that. We're like, we're just going to keep going in the spiral. So anyway, I really liked her channel because, well, one, she thought the same thing I did, but two, I like watching the chit-chat channels because they oftentimes can find patterns I haven't seen or heard of before and give good advice. So anyway, so check out Crochetmama for Life. Now, while watching her channel, she recommended a pattern on a different YouTube channel, which I don't know if I've been in the dark, but I haven't seen or heard of. Certainly, neither of these two channels have showed up in my, like the recommended to watch videos. Chronically Crocheting. Now, both these gals are my subscribers, so thank you, and I've subscribed to both of you. Chronically Crocheting has 3.8 thousand subscribers. I think poor Crochetmama for Life has less than that, people, so she's got 600, so we got to go over there and subscribe to her too. So Chronically Crocheting, I believe her name is Crystal as well. She designed and put up this tutorial for these mini monsters. Now, I've been making mini crochets for a while. I was going to see if I can reach one right here on my little crochet card. I was making, these mini squids, and then, my children have stolen most of my other little minis. I have a mini sheep, the mini butterfly, and then I made a hamster or a guinea pig. And those came from a pattern book that my sister gave me. But this gal has a mini monster tutorial. So I made one. Now, my first one of everything is terrible. And this is my first one. My first mistake here is, even though she clearly told us when you go to put the eyeball in, which direction to hold it, I put it in backwards. So it's very important that when she tells you to, when you take out your hook and you fold it in half, that you keep the crochet loop, that open loop, on the back. Because when she goes to tell you how to do the next round, how to put the feet on, she's giving you the position for where the feet are. So I had to unravel him and kind of guess where I wanted the feet. And so because of that, his legs are sticking out. Plus, as you can see, his eyeball is crooked. But this is the first monster. It's the cute thing about this, or the fun thing about this, is the arms and legs are incorporated. So as you're going around, you chain out, you make the arm, you go back in. You come around, chain out, make the arm, go back in. So you don't have to try to sew the arms and legs on. Also, one of my favorite things to do, and what I do when I make those mini crochet creatures, is before I close it up, I embroider the face on, because it's just easier for me to go in and out. So this was the first one I made. I made this with love. I love this yarn. She tells you specifically what size eyeball to use, but the way, pardon me, the way I store my eyeballs in this little container here, you can see them in there, I don't have them labeled with a size. So just watching the video, I pulled out this eye, and maybe this eye was too small. Maybe I could have used 3 eyes or 2. And one of the other things that she does that I've never done with one of these eyes is she has you cut out a piece of felt, which gives you the white of the eye. And I was like, oh, that's smart. I've never considered that. I've always just stuck the eye right on in. So this is my first one. His eye's crooked. His legs are too far out. But overall, he was quick and easy to make. The mistakes I have are because I wasn't paying very good attention. The next one I made, because as you know, you just keep on going, I made this guy, and this one is my favorite, number 2. I went for the bigger eye. This one is made with Red Heart, and you can see it's just a little bit bigger. Red Heart is a bigger, a little bit thicker yarn. I gave my mouth, my monster, a different kind of mouth. She tells you you can do whatever kind of mouth you want. And so I started doing this, like, I don't know, monster mouth. And then this time I paid better attention, and I made sure that my open loop was in the back, so his legs are right in front like they're supposed to be. So that is my second monster, and he is the biggest, and this was made with Red Heart. Then I made another one because she had these others that were made with some kind of flecked yarn. I don't know how else to say that. So I pulled out Red Heart Gumdrop, and I have made knitted and crocheted hats with this before. I prefer knitting with this yarn. I like the way the pattern, the yarn lays out, the variegatedness with the knit. But I made this little guy. Again, I paid attention to where I held it to put the eyeball in. I gave him another one of these weird little scrunchy mouths. And he is even smaller than I love this yarn. But Gumdrop, even though it says is a worsted, is a smaller yarn. I also probably could have stuffed this guy a little bit more. And then finally, I decided, well, since I made it out of Red Heart, and I love this yarn, I thought I would try Caron Simply Soft. And then I made this one in a Minnesota Vikings theme. I gave him a little bit different of a mouth. He's all purple, Caron Simply Soft Grape. And then I gave him a clear eyeball with yellow behind and a yellow mouth. This guy is pretty cute. I made his legs a little longer. I think I must have miscounted. I was just in a hurry. And this is Crocheted Monster number 4. I did not get much variety in regards to eyes. She has some where she used buttons. She had some where she used 3 eyeballs, kind of like this smaller guy. She had some where she stitched on some teeth. So you really can make these guys look really, or girls, they could be girl monsters, I suppose, as individual as you would like. Your thickness of your yarn is definitely going to affect the sizes. Red Heart is definitely a thicker worsted weight, whereas we know Caron Simply Soft is not. So the bigger, you know, the more thicker, stiffer the yarn, the bigger it's going to be. And it really is a very simple tutorial to follow. I did eventually, starting at row 9, started to write the pattern down in like my shorthand chicken scratch. It just got a lot for me to watch the video step by step, and I was trying to watch a documentary on the Queen and her sister. And so I really wanted to finish that. So I went through and watched the video. I wrote out, like I said, rounds 9 through 16 on these little Post-its. And then I was able to watch my complete documentary on Queen Elizabeth and Princess Margaret without any interruptions. Anyway, if you're really interested in the documentary, side note, you should definitely check that one out, because I watched The Crown and it kind of made Margaret seem like a jealous party girl the whole time, in my opinion. Whereas this documentary really focused, I felt, and made Margaret and Elizabeth's relationship seem much closer, about sisters sticking together. So anyway, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that pattern. I just accidentally started it on my computer here while I was chatting with you. So in the description box below, I'll link you to Crochetmama for life. Check her out, subscribe to her channel. And if you like a Southern accent, she has got a fabulous Southern accent. Then after you subscribe to her, log over to Chronically Crocheting, subscribe to her channel, make a couple monsters. She also, for the most part, from what I could tell from her channel, quick looking through, is also mostly a chit-chat channel. And so she has lots of different amigurumis and different things that she makes, hats. So if you're ever looking for another fun project to make, check her out. She also has an Etsy store, so I'll put a link in the description, because I believe she sells a couple of her patterns on Etsy. And then finally, go if you're interested in watching the Queen. Now, I know a lot of you probably are, because of her recent passing and the royal family being, but I was a history minor in college, and I emphasized in the American Revolution. And so I've always been interested, and right now, of course, I'm reading Outlander, and that has a lot to do with the British Empire, the building of the British Empire. And so I really have always enjoyed watching documentaries and movies about British royalty, because I will say I am still kind of fascinated how the Commonwealth, or other countries that have now become independent, like Canada and whatnot, still look to her as their queen, even though they're an independent country with prime ministers and presidents. Anyway, I just always find it fascinating. So check that documentary out about Queen Elizabeth and Princess Margaret. But that is what I did this weekend. Overall, it was a very busy weekend, so I had a lot of other things to do related to, I live in a condo and I'm on the condo board. So we had a neighborhood corn roast that my husband and I ended up doing all the cooking for. And then I'm on my way to church. I just popped down quick to make a video. My son's at a sleepover. And so I didn't get to do as much crocheting as I wanted, but because so many people, and I say so many, maybe like 50, said that they thought possibly I should just put my teaching videos on this existing channel. So I will create a playlist specifically for videos that are about teaching. Not making hats for the kids, but like when I find something that I really enjoyed in the classroom, or a product that I bought, or something that works in group activities or lessons, I'm not quite sure. I will have a separate playlist for that. They will show up in my main, videos when you go to my home and then you click on videos, and then all the videos I've made, they're going to show up in there. If you're not interested in watching teaching videos, please don't watch them. It is probably better to just have the one channel than try to manage two. Crochet is my main thing, but it does say summer's tips and stitches, somebody pointed out. And so maybe I'm giving you some teaching tips if you're a homeschooler, or if you just like having summer activities, if you're babysitting grandkids or godchildren or nieces and nephews and you want something fun, maybe you'll get an idea from there to do. So I do have a video coming up this week because I'm pre-recording these. But I made this video actually in August when I first got my teacher planner. and I reviewed it. I opened it and reviewed it in the video, and I've been holding on to it because I didn't know if I wanted a teaching channel or not. But I think I'm just going to group everything in together. And then finally, the other update is I am going to be talking to my principal on Monday because I've decided that I'm going to, rather than waiting until the end of the year to do Crochet Club, I thought maybe I would do it for the month of November, only 4th and 5th graders, I think. So that way they have time to try to make a hat or a scarf to give to someone for Christmas. Because I always like that when, you know, my first few things I've ever made, I gave as gifts. And then maybe if I'm feeling less stressed and whatnot, I will do another one in spring. And that way they can have two. But I'm thinking about running that for November so they'll have plenty of time to make presents for people. I might even could try to teach them how to make this little mini monster. Although, are monsters Christmassy? Put a hat on it, I guess. Well, anyway, that's all for this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to those other two gals. And then also, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing my videos. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye.